In today's video, we're going to look at how to brand or customize the Joomla Admin template of your Joomla site. Hey there, Joomla fans. Tim Davis here. I'm a Joomla fan too, and thanks for tuning in to Maintenance Monday number 77 here on the Basic Joomla Tutorials channel. Yeah, 77. That is exciting. We're getting up there close to the 100 number, and we will see what we do, something special for that. But anyways, let's turn our attention over to the screen right now, and then later on we'll get to chat and also talk about phone numbers that you can call in to the live stream on now. Forgot totally about those things. Let's head over there. Hello, Vinny, there in chat. If you are watching in chat, say hi, and that will be great. All right, so here we are, Basic Joomla Tutorials, basicjoomla.com/giveaway. Head on over there and enter the contest. A new one is on the go. Just about to announce the winner of last month. Enters for some great Joomla prizes in there. Look, today I'll focus on the three-month basic membership in JoomDev's Template Club. That's the second month that we've had that for giving it away. So I think actually this might be the third month. All right, so customizing the admin template. Now we've looked around at some things for how to add some module places there, to leave some notes for people, only for yourself that show up when only super admins are logged in. But today we're going to talk about how to change these colors and also the logo. It's a sort of a fun little one when I discovered this. I almost feel, hello John, I almost feel like we've been doing this before, but it has a similar result to when you're putting an image on your error page, or not your error page, that the site is down for maintenance page. So what we're going to do is go to extensions and templates. I think one of the reasons, hello Ivor, good to see you today. I think one of the reasons that we do not do more things or see more things with the admin template is because we're so used to going to the templates area and all we see are the templates that are installed on the site. But if we use this drop down here and go to administrator, we now can see the two admin templates available on the site. And as you can see, the default one over here is ISIS. An unfortunate name for a template, but of course ISIS predates the ISIS of the Middle East. Anyway, so what we do next is we'll just let's make a copy of this template. Even just the same way that you make a copy of any template in the back end of your site. We'll check the box, we'll select duplicate, and now we have ISIS default 2. So now let's click on that. We'll give it a new name. Let's go branded. All right, ISIS branded. Of course, you can name it anything. You don't even need to have the ISIS in there. I'm going to set it to the default over here because I forgot to do that. Yeah, Vinny, I saw that last night when I was looking up one particular thing about this, that the Joomla admin templates are Egyptian god names. Interestingly, just quick caveat, I played EVE Online, and which is a space game, a huge, massive online space game, multiplayer reality game based out of Iceland, and they had a manager to tell you what ships you could fly. They called it ISIS. But then after the conflict in the Middle East and that horrible group arose, they actually changed the name of that. So, but yeah, that's where the name comes from. But I digress. All right, click on advanced, and we've got some things that we can click here. Navbar color, head color, sidebar, link, and login background color. Now, you will know the colors that you want to use that will go with either the brand of your site or else with the brand of your client's site. Vinny says that he customizes them for his clients. And you just simply need to do it here. You just click. I don't have any preset colors picked here, so instead of pasting in the hex codes, I'm just going to probably make an ugly mess of things right here. But let's just select, oh, that's a horrible color. Even for playing around, that's a horrible color. We will just, let's go for something that's nice and red. And login back in color, let's go down there for a deep orange. All right. Now, so that will be very different when we apply that. But also what you can do here, we have the logo and the login logo. Now this logo is where you can change the logo in the top right corner of the template when people are logged in. And it's just like selecting an image anywhere else. And if you're going to upload something, but I'm just going to select this lock that is left over. Oh, here we go. Here's my logo there. Great. I'll use that. And also you could use a different login logo, but I'm going to pick the same one. Now, an interesting thing about the graphic that you're using for when people log in, you could make a really nice graphic there with a lot of instructions, or even a comment on there saying thanks for hosting with me, or some notes, or whatever you do. You could put it right into the logo file there, and so it has some interaction with people logging in. Anyways, let's save this. The colors are going to change right away here. Look at that. Now, anyone see a problem up here? It's this green for the bar. It's so bright and the font is light. So you probably want to pick something that is darker there. Let's do a darker green. Anyways, you're going to play around with your colors and customize this so it looks just the way that you want. There's my logo in the top right there. And then I'm going to go here, save and close. And let's log out. And now here's what the login screen looks like. There's my logo and a horrible salmon color. But you know, I was just picking those colors at random. But as you see, this is how to customize the admin template for you to log in. That's a little bit more exciting than just the ordinary routine thing. And also, it'll be much nicer for your clients if you're designing a site for someone, for them to go in and see colors. This is going to give them more ownership and feel better about their sites. So that's what I wanted to cover today. I thought for a topic. We will continue on in chat now, but for those of you that aren't going to watch any further, thank you for your support of this channel. If you haven't subscribed, please do so. Subscribe, ring that bell for notifications so you get updates of new live streams and tutorials and things as they go on the site. And until the next time, for those that are leaving, enjoy your Joomla sites, and God bless. And welcome everybody else who is staying. Now, let's see here. Let me get the information for Zoom, because what I forgot or never remembered enough to conclude is that on Zoom you can also call in on your phone if you have. Well, if one of these numbers that I give to you is a long distance number, you would be charged by your carrier for calling in. But if you have free long distance, or there's a local number that you can call, then that's another way to come and take part in the chat, besides in joining in Zoom and sharing your camera. So let me just start with this here. Where is the chat? Oh, I'm not even there yet. Here we go. To go and bring that up. Here we go. I'm finding it. All right, so if you want to jump in on Zoom, share your camera, or speak with your voice, there you go. Yes, exactly, Vinny. It just dawned on me last night that if it's a local call for Mary, she can actually call and participate. And I don't think that she's being antisocial. We just know she has a really terrible internet connection. All right, so I'm going to post this link here. Here's a link to all of the phone numbers that are available to call into this conference. And basically, when you call, you want to punch in this code in order to come on. In fact, I should probably go into that call right now too, right? Because I am not in there. Here we go, connecting. Yes, and join audio. I can't start with my video. Join with computer. There we go. And I am in there. Ding dong, that's me.
No, ding dong, that's me.
Oh, ding dong, that's you. Hello, Vinny.
Ding dong, that's me.
Oh, there you go. Echo, echo, echo. That always happens when I first call you.
Hello, Vinny. Ding dong, that's me.
Oh, there you go. Echo, echo, echo. That always happens when I first saw you.
Hello. Ding dong, that's me.
Oh, there you go. Echo, echo. That
Always happens when I first saw you. Hello.
How many times are we going to
Ding
hear
dong,
this?
that's me. Oh, there you go.
echo, echo. That
Always happens when I first saw you. Hello.
How many times are we going to
Ding
hear
dong,
this?
that's me. Oh, there you go.
I can't hear anything now.
no,
Okay, there you are.
yeah.
Is it still repeating on the stream?
Oh, probably. Okay, but anyways, don't worry, everybody. It's over. We solved that.
Oh,
Hopefully, we solved that. All right. Oh my goodness.
It just kept repeating and repeating and repeating.
Okay, I think that has got it.
Yeah, I just listened to the stream and it sounded fine.
Okay, good. Yeah, poor Mary, so misunderstood. We understand you, Mary. We know that you have goats because you like goats, not because human beings don't want to hang around you, so you need goats.
I need a goat.
Yeah. So, Vinny, you say that you customize this already for all your clients.
Yeah, and I have a custom logo on the top that basically says, what does it say? It's hard to read. I was going to share it, but it's designed for a dark background, so it's hard to read. But it says basically this Joomla powered website, Joomla website powered by Web Help US, and then it has my logo.
Nice.
So on the admin section of all my websites that I do.
Okay, and that's I put my little square logo. Yours must be very rectangular to say that.
Yeah, mine's long.
Yeah,
it's the same size as the original logo up there.
Oops, that's not what I wanted to click on here. Yes, so if anybody wants to phone in, check out those numbers there. Oh, there seems to be a little bit of something happening there with the feed. I was a little herky-jerky. So what's new, everybody? I'll tell you what's new here. We have a little bit of snow on the ground.
Oh, you poor fellow.
Yeah. I noticed last night that I have one fall flower that is still flowering. And last week it had no buds on it, so I deadheaded it, and then there's a couple new flowers on it last night when I was out to get my hard hat from the shop for the thumbnail.
Well, here in Vermont, we have temperatures are up in the 40s, so we have some melting of snow. However, we do have a lot of ice, so my entire driveway is covered in ice.
Oh, yeah. And you have a lot of snow.
Yeah, we had a couple of feet.
Excellent. It will, yeah, that's the whole, is it sunny there?
I don't know, I'm inside.
Do you have a window?
Yeah, but I have it covered up.
Okay, Dracula.
Yeah, it's got those blackout shades in front of it too.
No. Interesting. A lot of this glare here that you see on the wall behind me is from the window. It's not from the lights that I have. Although they do create some glare too, but the glare on this wall is different in the daytime. And I could close it off, but I just figure, you know, when I'm standing looking at the camera this way, I can look out a window. I just like that open feeling instead of being closed in. So, hey, Chuck. Chuck's internet has been on and off today.
Poor guy.
Yeah. Well, hang in there, Chuck. We feel your pain. All right, so I am going to, hey, I got a couple of questions. Let's switch over here too. Let's see here. All right, so here in the admin template, let's go back into there. First of all, I'm going to go into here and I'm going to go back and set this as the default. Go back to the blue that I'm used to. All right, there we go. In these template settings, oh, I clicked on the wrong one. in these template settings, as we go down through advanced, a collapse administrator menu. It says if you intend to use Joomla Administrator on a monitor, set this to no. I don't notice any difference when I set it to no.
Save it.
I did save it. Save and close. What is the difference? I don't see any difference. It's all just behaving the same. If I go back in there.
Go to dashboard. See if it shows up differently in dashboard.
In the first login?
Yeah.
Oh, is it this side menu?
I'm not sure. No. I don't know what it does.
Just a sec. Well, here, let's get 2 tabs going here and we'll figure it out. ISIS default. Advanced. Display. Okay, collapse administrator menu. I will say yes. And go. I think you're right. That's where it is. Let's save that. So here we have the menu really big on the left hand side here. And we refresh. Nope. No difference. See, that's what had me kind of confused there.
Clear your cache. Well, your cache should already be cleared.
Yeah, I don't think the back end caches, but there, I'll clear that. No.
I try not to mess around too much with the.
Oh yeah. I just thought I would when I was in here. I thought, well, what does this other stuff do? Display header is easy to see because if you say no, this blue is going to disappear. Where it says templates edit style disappears, and you have more space up at the top. Status module position. This is interesting too because so at the bottom where you have view site, visitors, administrator, blah blah blah, you can move that up to the top if that's where you would like it, and then everything is clean. Which is something that is kind of a nice feature for me because as you can see on my computer, I have the menu toolbar in Windows 10 set so it disappears when you're down there. So sometimes when I have things that are at the bottom and I go down to get them, if I go too far, the thing pops up and go, no, here I have to go. So the other thing too, pinned toolbar, optionally set the toolbar to a fixed pinned location. I cannot tell if that does anything different. Because I say pin toolbar no, but where am I supposed to just a couple things that making changes. They didn't seem to make any changes because the
I forgot my mic was muted. Go to like an article where you'd have to scroll down.
Oh, I see. Oh, all right.
Yeah. So I'm now catching up on the stream. So.
Yeah, that's all right. No, good. All right, so that's what that will do. If I'm going to do that as a maintenance Monday. Do that as a maintenance Monday. Yeah, if you don't want that up at the top when you're scrolling, there's that. So let's go into the February giveaway article here and see how that changes. I
don't like to mess with the look of my admin template too much because if I give instructions to clients, I like them to kind of be able to kind of tell where I'm talking about.
Hey, I'm loving this autosave too. I'm liking how it works now with the changes. All right, so that's the pinning. All right. Pin the toolbar. That puts this in place. Otherwise, when you scroll, that toolbar disappears. All right, let's close that. Refresh there. It's still moving up and down. Pin toolbar. Display header, yes. Fix bottom. All right. Oh, it's still going up. It's not, hasn't set back now. I wonder if that's a cache thing. But like I said, I don't think the back end caches. All right. Well, Mary, you were going to meet with a client last week. Your taco truck client. How did that go? Hopefully Mary's really busy looking for a phone number that she can call. There's not too many in the States, so what's it like in the States? Are a lot of the cell phone carriers offer you free long distance nationwide?
For me, yeah.
Okay.
I don't have to pay toll calls. I don't have a home phone, so this is my only phone. So yeah, I don't pay. The only thing I'd have to pay if I called you.
Mary says, "Yep, he nixed the fancy sliders, but she used it on something else." Yeah, I'm trying to clear the browser. Oh, browser cache. Yeah, that's maybe what. Control Shift and R for pirates. I better do it here. Control Shift R. There we go. That did it. Or no, it didn't. That's odd that it won't switch back. Mary has a cell for emergencies only, opposite of any. So you're probably paying as you go. No, Ivor, that did not fix that there.
Try Shift F5.
Yeah. No, it's Control Shift F5. No, Shift F5. Nope. For me on Chrome, Control Shift R will do that, but.
Well, no. Shift F5 is usually a refresh and browser clear. Clear.
Oh, and of course I have Collapse Admin menu set to yes. That's the problem.
I thought you put it back.
I thought I did too. There we go. There we go. Womp womp. I haven't done one of those for a while. Although it's not working, so. Display header collapse admin menu, no. Status pin. I'm going to step off screen for a second.
This break is brought to you by air. Everybody needs to breathe it.
There we go. Hey, I actually, have you ever, I was listening to I Love Old Time Radio last night, that's Vinny's site, and I thought, gee, I wonder how much an Elgin America cigarette case is.
You can find them on eBay, the Elgin Americans.
Yeah, I found them. Like $300. Pretty pricey. Definitely my favorite show on there is Groucho.
Well, we have 3 years worth coming up straight.
Yeah.
So there's that show's not ending anytime soon.
Yeah.
However, Rogues Gallery is going to be ending very soon.
Oh, is it? Is it almost done?
Yeah, I only have a few more episodes.
Oh, okay. That's not. I guess there's not many of those, or did they make very many?
No, there's a lot of missing. There was
Okay.
only 20-something in existence.
Oh, okay. Which means
that's the struggle you find sometimes is that some shows just don't. Like Dick Tracy. I'd like to do Dick Tracy.
yeah.
Tracy was done in a way where there was like 5 episodes per show. So they would air Monday through Friday. They're only like 15-minute episodes.
Yeah.
However, sometimes you get a few missing, so you don't get the whole story.
Oh, okay.
And especially if you don't get the last show, or it continues on. I know like shows like Perry Mason did that too, where it was a continuation. So you didn't get the whole story in 1/2 hour. You got it throughout the week. Superman did that as well, but there's a lot of the Superman in existence, so you don't really have that problem.
All right, I've gone over to the Joomla Extensions Facebook page. Let's check out what's happening. AA GitHub profile widget. Let's check that out. It looks pretty new. It was added on February the 2nd. AA GitHub profile widget is a nice Joomla module to show GitHub profile in Joomla. How many of you are on GitHub?
I have a GitHub account, but I don't use it.
Yeah, I have a GitHub account as well. Interestingly, so last week on the Watch Me Work live stream, I had to cut that off at half an hour because I went to that Chamber of Commerce lunch and learned about social media, and it was interesting. The guy that was leading that was is putting on social media camp. It's Canada's largest social media conference, and that's actually here in Victoria. But anyway, so he's doing this one little session. And when I got back, I had some contact on Twitter from the Joomla user group in London, and a fellow from that, and one of my videos had been shared somewhere, and so he's asked me some questions. I actually still have to get back to him. Then also another contact though was a fellow from Ontario here in Canada, and I think he's in Guelph, Joe. And there's a GitHub, there's a Slack group, which I have a profile in Slack. I've never really used it, but which is like chatting in a forum. But they have a GitHub group that they have a GitHub area that offers up really cool little bits of support and things that are useful to Joomla users. So I logged on to GitHub, but yeah, GitHub is a repository for files for projects that you're working on or things that you're developing. And I'm sure that many of you know this anyways. But so I have a profile on there, but I don't, as you know, I'm not a coder or developer. So I suppose you could probably, any file you wanted to share with people. So even as a repository for them, but then you can put them on your own site as well. Do you know if there's a limit to the size you can put on GitHub?
I don't know offhand, but one of the reasons to not use your server, you're not bogging down your server.
Yeah, so you're not bogging down your own yet. There it is.
I mean, quite honestly, that's why I'm kind of thinking about moving all my eye-level time radio stuff over to perhaps Lipson or something like that, so I'm not bogging down my server and it's somebody else's server they're running and paying more for to keep it running.
Now, I heard you say you're moving them over to Blitzen.
Lipson.
How do you spell that?
Libsyn.
Libsyn, okay. Here's the profile, the GitHub profile widget right here. And this shows all of the stuff that he has on his repository. And these are projects with 0 open issues, no watchers, and no forks. All right?
No forks.
No forks. But that's a cool way to make it available for people. So for instance, let's see, LED energy savings calculator. Could click on there and takes us to his area. And that is really cool. Hey, anybody, what is a pull request?
Something to do with a strip club.
I know. Yeah, Noah's. What's that? Oh, did you say something? No. Okay, I just replayed that. Yes. Okay. You know, I think that's amazing.
What, strip clubs?
No, the human mind, that someone can say something, you're not paying attention to it. You don't catch it because you're distracted for a second, and then you can go back and replay it. I mean, it's like our brains are storing information and have that little quick playback. And that like forever took a long time to develop technology that would do that. Like in football games, when you would go and there'd be like, oh, here's the instant replay. And then you go, wow, look at that. They can go right back and see just what happened. That took a while. So
yeah, we didn't need that last night's game. No instant replays, nothing exciting happened, no controversial calls, nothing like that.
I don't have cable. So I did not watch the game. And then as I started seeing the feedback on Facebook, I thought, oh, I didn't miss anything. So
no, I went over to a friend's house who has cable because I don't have cable either.
Okay.
And watched it, and it really wasn't. Nothing about that game or the halftime show really spoke volumes. It was a shame.
All right, here we go. A pull request lets you tell others about changes you've pushed to a branch in a repository on GitHub. Once a pull request is open, you can discuss and review the potential changes with collaborators and follow up commits before your changes are merged into the base branch.
And I think one of the reasons why I've never done GitHub is because I'm not a developer in that sense of things.
Yeah.
Great application.
I think though that when Rick Spann takes us on, when we managed to connect, and I just sort of left the dates open for him, how to test Joomla. I think some of these things are kind of come into play. These terms like pull requests. And then also there's still another term here with collaborators, and add follow-up commits before you change, before your changes are merged in the base branch. So a commit probably. Mary says she has a GitHub account mostly to grab other people's code.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Code on there, and yeah, I do the same thing.
Okay, so down at the bottom here, once you've created a pull request, you can push commits from your topic branch to add them to your existing pull request. What is a commit? Mr. Google says it's a commit or revision is an individual change to a file or set of files. It's like when you save a file, except with Git, every time you save it, it creates a unique ID that allows you to keep record of what changes were made when and by who. When and by whom. Possibly. All right, so someone puts a pull request and says, hey, I've just added this feature where you can change the photos to black and white by clicking on this button, and then someone looks at it and says, oh, yeah, the way you're doing that is like using 100 lines, but here's a function that you can use already, and that will shorten it, and it's more secure. And someone says, makes this change. Hey, Rick. Chuck says, Mary, you just go get Joomla code or extensions. That looks like a question there. Yeah, because it's interesting. We're so used to getting extensions off of the Joomla extension directory. Yeah, there are places where you can download, where people have the files that you download that maybe they're not on the JED yet, or they might not qualify to be on the JED because maybe a person hasn't even submitted it yet. And also, if they're not for free or don't meet the requirements, can't be on the JED but can still be used. So,
to be honest, free extensions is not a requirement on the JED. But however, open source, meaning you can't use IonCube or anything like that.
right?
Your code.
Yeah, that's a good clarification. The Rick Smart Drive Test. Rick hit 90,000 subscribers on his YouTube channel last week, so he's chugging away to 100,000 and his silver play button. Mary says off the top of her head, she goes to get the newest version of Flexi content often before the official release. Cool.
You know, since custom fields has come out, and I'm really looking forward to seeing what they're going to do with custom fields and how they're going to make it better. Because I quite honestly, between custom fields and easy layouts, I don't need to use Subblood or any other CCK out there. I'm really happy with custom fields right now.
And you're talking about Flexi content.
She was.
Oh, okay. Oh, but yeah, I just didn't know if. Oh, you mean as far? Okay, so you mean as far as not using something else?
Yeah, Flexi content is the CCK.
Yeah, no, I knew that, but just when you said that right after the comment, I thought, oh, maybe you're looking forward to seeing what they're going to do and then how do they incorporate them. But
Sorry.
I gotcha. No, that's all right.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to what Joomla. I mean, if what my brain just got shot with what is his name? Peter. What Peter's saying about some of the stuff they're coming out with custom field, especially with the way they're reworking repeatable, it's going to be so much easier to use than like Subblood. Subblood has the same functionality with repeatable fields, and it's a lot more powerful right now, but it's a little complicated when you have to very specifically write down what data table you're using and how you use it in Subblood to get it to work.
Now, Chuck just said he thinks it's time for Vinny to divulge his methods on easy layouts.
I'm not sure what you mean by that.
And also, Mary just said 99% of the time the new custom fields are going to work for her, but Flexi content will always be on her reggae site.
And that's probably because you've already built it, and you've already built it with Flexi content, and to rebuild it into custom fields is just going to be a pain in the butt. Am I correct in that?
Yeah, I'm wondering, does Mary really have a reggae site?
Yes. She showed it to us.
Oh, that's right. I remember it now too. Yeah, okay. The reggae guy uses the import tool exclusively for his update. Yes, I remember when I saw reggae, I thought she must mean regular. But then, yeah, that makes sense. I remember now seeing that because I just keep forgetting that Mary is a real Rasta type down there. So.
The Rastafarian.
Yeah, so Chuck, Vinny's not sure what you mean. Yeah, man. All right, let's check out something else on the Facebook here. Someone shared.
Chuck, I think you should come up on the and ask your question specifically.
Yeah, man.
Call. You know, I'm by no means an expert on easy layouts. I've only been using it only really using it for a couple of weeks. I'm actually just building another. Well, then you got to turn off your sound. If your echo is real bad, you don't have your sound. You know.
Yeah, or do you have a an earpiece, Chuck? For instance,
I mean, what he needs is a set of headphones. If he has a separate mic input and headphone input. If it's the same, you'll need a dual. But if you have a mic input and a headphone input, then you just plug your headphones in, and then everybody's got headphones.
Yeah, that's true too.
I mean, if you have an iPhone, they came with headphones.
Yeah, and what sometimes you guys don't see is that if we start to get an echo with people on Zoom here, because I have the separate microphone and speakers, but sometimes it does echo. I use just earbuds that were a gift to me for Father's Day a few years ago, and I just tuck it in my ear, hide it out behind here. Chuck says he's got a few things working with it, just not much in the way of actual setup and methods. So you don't want to do the Watch Me Work live stream on how you use easy layouts then, Vinny, is what you're saying.
No, I'm not saying that at all.
Oh, okay.
I mean, if someone will find it helpful, I'm by no means an expert in it because I've been kind of I've been just learning it myself. I'm actually working on a website right now using it, and I wouldn't mind showing it off.
Okay. Well, you tell me when you'd like to.
Whenever it's good for you there.
Okay. Yeah.
You know, Chuck, I can, if we do it on a Watch Me Work Wednesday, I mean, we've all watched Tim do stuff that he messes up. I don't mind messing up with people.
I don't recall any of that. Have a good workout, Rick. See you later, man. I don't recall messing up at all on any Watch Me Work live streams.
Okay. It must have been my old age.
Let's see. I think this week I'm going to do some changing around of links structure kind of thing on Wednesday. For last week, when I was moving all those articles around on that one client site, the Faith Community Church site, they contacted me, and someone wants to get doing some work on the site themselves and learning it, and they asked some questions about the menu structure. So I thought I might do that. So
yeah, I've actually the site that I'm working on now, I'm actually deciding to use regular labs article fields and article as well with this whole layout.
Okay.
I think I figured out a way to use it, so I'm going to try it.
What did I just? Here we go. Here's let's check this site out here. This is a poster. There's not too much stuff posted in the Joomla extensions group here. This is back from January 25th. Weblobby.in. So let's check out their site, see what they have happening here. I think that this is a site, judging from the colors, it looks, .in must be India, right? That would make sense. They do web service, SEO, digital marketing, and 24/7 support. The overview of services. Always give them the big mobile-friendly test, of course. Customized web development. Static website development. Dynamic website development. Services.
And I will say to you, Chuck, if you need some one-on-one help with it or questions, you can feel free to contact me at any time. And because you're a member of this group, I will not charge you.
Cool. Static web, e-commerce, digital marketing, our portfolio. Doesn't look like they have any extensions on this site here. It's interesting. Here's someone who specializes in branding. Someone who has singing the praises of Virtumart for selling used vending machines. Not a lot happening in here.
Virtumart is one e-commerce I've never really played with.
What's that?
I haven't really ever played with Virtumart.
Oh, okay.
You know, it's a shame too because all the really cool extensions seem to work with it. But I think what kind of damaged my feelings on it is that huge issue they had a couple years ago where they were in the it's Monday, my brain's not working.
They were in the South Pole.
No, they were in the list, vulnerable extensions list.
Oh.
Like hard too, like, you know, for a while.
Oh, okay. I don't remember that, but there were a couple of years where I was really not doing much with Virtumart. I had one client out in Souk, which is a city out past me here, and he had a Joomla. I built a Joomla 1.5 site for him, and he wanted. He had envisioned that he was going to be selling and shipping stuff from his health store, and so I think he must have put about every product he had in his store on Virtumart for people to order online. And anyway, so then later on when it came time to do an update, I told him, I said, well, that's a pretty old version, because he wasn't keeping things up to date or maintaining it. And I said, I'm not sure how easily that's going to update. And I told him how much time it would take to look into it, and he just wasn't interested. So
you know,
I've
sites out there that are running Joomla 1.5.
There must be. I was just looking on the screen here at this guy's Google Analytics GTAG Universal. Google Takes plugin. I'm going to come back to that. Joomla usage stats. Because let's see. This site, Web3 Text, says that, let's see, versions of Joomla. Says 13.7% are still using version 1.
Isn't that awful?
Yeah, yes, although, let me tell you, what happened a couple of years ago, they'd been running a version 1 site, and I went onto it. It's pretty fast.
Yeah, but
I know it's not secure and everything like that, but let me tell you, wow, did that ever, it zipped.
I'm sure somebody can break into that pretty fast too.
Yeah. Let's see, this report shows usage statistic market share value of Joomla on the web. Joomla is used by 5.4% of all websites whose content management system we know. This is 3% of all websites. This diagram here, I post this in here. This diagram shows percentage of websites using various versions. So 68% using 3, 18 using 2, 1, and version 4. You know, I have harkened back a couple of times to something that I think it was that you said, Vinny, about Squarespace and Wix, and that when it's like you can't. Instead of paying someone who knows how to make a web page, someone who doesn't know how to make a web page makes one with that.
Yeah.
I was actually on a pretty good web page that surprised me. I looked to see what it was done in, and it was Squarespace. So it was somebody that knew their stuff had really set this up nice. But
not entirely true on the. I mean, some people actually. I'm not saying that everybody on that doesn't make nice websites. I mean, they make it very easy.
Yeah.
Make a looking website.
Yeah.
But you know, some people don't understand the menu structure, or they don't understand a lot of other things that are, you know, stuff that we really do focus on. You know, like, you know, what a link should look like, how you should structure a website. I'm building a site for a client. They're architects.
Yeah.
And their original site and their focus has been on these gigantic pictures, primarily because they have, as architects, they have really large screens, like enormous screens compared to 90% of the world. So they're building a site based on that, and their pictures take up most of their screen, which means when it's on my screen, it does not shrink down to fit my screen very well.
Okay. Yeah.
Finding it for someone my size screen, and they'll be like, "There's a lot of white space here," and I'll be looking on my screen. I'm like, "I don't see that."
Yeah.
It's because their screens are so huge. So one of the things I'm trying to get them to take a look at is the fact that their focus may be on their images, but they don't need to have gigantic images for people to see. Utilizing things like light boxes will really help, but people's screens are only so big.
Yeah.
Especially since a lot of people use cell phones and tablets to view websites. You don't want gigantic screens.
Yeah, and it might be good to encourage them to go on a laptop and look at their site.
What was nice is last week I had a meeting with them, and I guess my definition of meeting and their definition of meeting are two different things. Mine was we all log into Zoom and we share screens. Theirs, I drive to their business and sit in front of them in person.
Yeah.
And, you know, homie don't play that, but they were looking on it on a phone, so they were able to see what I was talking about.
Yeah.
And to scroll through a lot just to get down to their website, you know. So.
Well, and Chuck's comment here fits in really well. He says if you could find those websites, the 1.5 sites, might be some new clients out of it, and that makes sense. But one of the big issues is a lot of the people that still have a 1.5 site aren't necessarily concerned or up on the issues to update their site. So, like, I know of one that I could bring up here. I mean, I built it for them, and I'm sure that I've contacted them in the past and said, "Oh, there's updates available, just so that you know that your site's not secure. And you could be hacked, and eventually you are going to be hacked." And they're sort of like, well, you know, they don't see it as a priority. Another thing that someone said about websites is really, really key, and it's interesting because I overheard this conversation at the Chamber of Commerce. I was at a coffee talk gathering last week, and someone who is very accomplished and one of the leaders in the Chamber of Commerce spoke to someone else who's a web developer. They have a really great company. They're really successful. They're really successful in doing marketing for their clients and branding and that. And they do WordPress. Anyways, I heard them just chit-chatting while I'm standing around, talking. And anyways, the conversation went basically like, I need to change my website over and rearrange it. I want to cut the number of products down from this number down to this. And these two people know each other pretty well. Anyway, so the developer says, well, what's your budget for it? And the answer was 0.
Yeah.
And I thought, wow. And that person had just hired a couple of staff, or just hired a couple of people. So I think that's why they're feeling pressed on their budget. But I thought, wow. And we just run into that in so many places where it's like your web page is the last thing that you have money for, and so one of the things that really strikes me from some conversation or something I watched a while ago was, how much would you pay an employee who was at your place of business 24 hours a day, constantly waiting to represent your business at any moment if somebody should show up? What would you pay them spend on them in a year to hire them to do that? And then, of course, the point was, what's your budget for your website? Because basically that's what your website is. It's an employee that's on for 24 hours a day, 365 days a year. So we're not going to, I can't pay full-time wages to have someone work on my website, but I can do more than spend nothing just to sort of have it there and hope that it does something magically or get to it. It's just such an important thing.
I have a client very similar to that. His website I built for him generates a good portion of the money. They do envelopes. They make custom envelopes for their clients, and one of their big clients is the hospital that's the biggest hospital in Vermont. However, that's how the whole purpose of me building the site is because that's what the hospital wanted. They wanted an online way to buy from them.
Right.
Their site is still, they don't maintain their site. They don't keep it up to date. They only update it when I kind of nag them every 3 months.
Yeah.
About it, warning them. Their site is still running on PHP 5.6, which just went end of life on the 31st.
Yeah.
Getting security updates either. And I'm encouraging them to upgrade. I have a Kiba, I have admin tools on it, and it does a pretty good job of blocking stuff because the people using it don't use the Joomla recover code, recover feature.
Okay.
Get their password, and since they're all on the same IP address, because they're all in the hospital network.
Yeah.
It blocks that entire IP address, so I have to keep going in there and unblocking their IP address. But they don't do anything with their security, and one of these days they're going to get hacked.
Yeah.
And it's going to cost them a lot more, and that's the thing, is how do you tell your client if they are not concerned, if you don't take care of this might be a bigger problem later.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, and you can stress to them too, here's my bit price. If you don't take my advice on updating, here's the price for fixing it. But then you almost would think that when they do get hacked, they'll go to someone else just because no one likes to be told so. Which you don't have to say, well, I told you so. I guess if someone called me up and said, oh, we got hacked, I'd say, oh, I was afraid that was going to happen. That's why I was warning you. But okay, well, how can we resolve it? Because you don't have to be, you can still deal with people without being mean to them. But yeah, so Chuck, I guess, yeah, I just kind of think that if you found someone that was had a 1.5 site and said to them, "Hey, I noticed you're running an old version. This is insecure." If you caught them at the right time when they were thinking about updating or making changes, that would work. But anyone that's that out of date has not been paying attention, or else the person that they trusted it to keep them up to date has not been alerting them. So
yeah, it's a struggle. I have there's another potential client I have there. They're a security company. I mean, that's what they do is they handle securely shredding documents, and their site is so awful and unsecure. I don't know how you get away with this. It's almost like I'd want to hire some hackers just to hack them, just to show them.
Yeah, Ivor says, not that I will do it, but sometimes it's tempting to change the index.php with a hacker icon. Yeah, you definitely could. We definitely could scare our clients that way.
But is it ethical? That's a thing.
No, that's why. So I was saying he wouldn't do it, and I wouldn't do it either. Yeah, I think you just have to wait. And the other thing too is, which I've noticed, I was thinking about doing a follow-up show on a stream on the plans for success that I shared at the beginning of the year. So the more time we spend on clients that don't get it or aren't responding, that's time we're taking away from finding clients that do get it, because those are the clients that we really want, the ones that we can call up and say, oh, well, even you send them an invoice saying this month's maintenance was, I changed the PHP version, I had to update the template because there was an older version that didn't work anymore, blah, 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 blah. And that's where your hour of monthly maintenance went. Or in your case, with how you do it, Vinny, where you say, this took 2 hours, but there was 1 unused hour from the month before, so that took care of that. So you're all good and you're safe. Those are the clients that you want, because if you spend 10 minutes sending an email to people who are out of date every month and they ignore you at the end of a year, then that's 120 minutes.
Right, and that's kind of where, with this client, I'm at. I mean, they reach out to me every once in a while and say, "Hey, this isn't working, or this is doing this. Can you help with this?" And it's not my priority. I tell them how much it's going to cost. If they human harm, I don't fight with them about it. I just don't do it. I'm not putting a lot of effort into maintaining or trying to get them to maintain their site. Because it is a lot of time on my end of things.
Yeah. Plus, fixing hack sites is good money.
You know what I'm going to do? I'm just going to charge them a lot of money and have Phil Taylor do it.
Yeah, well, that's that's another thing too that I don't know if I mentioned it on one of the streams last week, but I realized that I can only make so much money on my own. Like, I can only put out so much work. I'm only capable of it. And so I've been thinking of ways that I can make money from other people working on jobs that I've gotten. So a classic example would be logos. I'm not great at logos. I can come up with them. It takes a super long time. Like, I did my own logo, but it's just painfully long because I didn't have money to get someone else to do it or come up with ideas. But you can go to a logo contest site and give the description of the business and what its characteristics are, and say you pay $150 for a logo. You get a ton of examples, and then you can pay for that logo, and then you can pass a reasonable charge along to your client for developing that. And so instead of struggling away, taking 8 hours to do something that in good conscience you can only charge 2 hours for because it took a long time because you're not skilled at it, you can now have somebody else you can have that done, and you can manage it. And in the time that took you to manage it and find the best one, maybe it took a half an hour of your time, and so then there's a bit of a fee for handling, the charges or whatever, however you calculate your time. Even if you charge them an hour, you've now made that money, and you've got your other 7 hours available to do other work, plus you're not drained from the frustration of, okay, I finally got that done, I can't do anything else. So if you can get more things happening like that, then you will be, your projects will continue to come together, but you're free to look for other projects, and you're just going to pull things together. So,
well, I'll be honest, because I'm not experienced in PHP programming as much as I'd like to, I have outsourced that to other people.
Yeah. Well, and I don't, yeah, and it's funny because there's that idea, and this is really just my self-employment brain cells growing together after, this is February, so after 18 months. 18 months, not even that, 15 months of being self-employed. Is that's what agencies are doing. Someone owns an agency and has people on staff who are doing things, working on projects and pulling them all together. And then so for us for us who are self-employed, we don't have people sitting around an office and saying, oh, how's the logo coming on the Murphy account? But through, if we find people who are competent, and we have this resource, we can contact people all over the world, and we get them to do things, we can begin to simulate something like that. And who knows but that as we move into learning that successfully, and this is what I'm hoping will happen for me, that you flex some new muscles, get some new strengths, and then you can do that over again, and then you start to grow in a certain way. So
yeah, it's utilizing other people's strengths. So things that I'm better at, I do. It's like with me and my other half, we work together really well because she does marketing and I do a lot of the tech stuff. So she will handle the marketing of something and I will handle the tech stuff. So I'm not really great at always posting online and keeping up with the social media, where she's better at it than I am.
yeah. So surrounding ourselves with people that are good at things, and then that the rising tide lifts all boats. I just clicked here. See popular sites using Joomla. So I'm just still on this report page here. ui.gov.india. So I went to it. No, I did not go to it. I actually went to their report on the site. Let's go to it. As a Joomla site. Unique Identification of Authority of India. So this is a Joomla site. All right, and there's a little report on the site. It's using Joomla 3.8.6. It says 39% of sites use a newer version. Hey, listen, I'm going to look up my site here. Let's do the basic Joomla site. I didn't realize that basicjoomla.com. I wonder if it's in there or not, or they're going to do a scan. Oh, they haven't crawled it. Do you want to crawl it now? Yes. This will be like looking in the baby carriage and finding an ugly baby. All right. Website background. It shows the description on the home page. Content management system. 0% of sites use a newer version than me. PHP, JavaScript, markup language. Image file format, site elements. Google Analytics. Oh, it says who the web hosting provider is. It's OVH web server. It's in Canada, top level. Very interesting. I love oldtimeradio.com. Oh, they haven't crawled you yet. Let's go in there. By the way, where I'm doing this, here, I'll place the link. This will take you to the Old Time Radio one. But then you can put in your site to look it up. Now, it's interesting. It shows that Vinny is using 7.2.14 PHP. jQuery, Bootstrap, Mood Tools, HTML5, PNG, and JPEGs on his front page.
Yeah, the logo's a PNG.
Structured data formats, Open Graph, nice, because my report did not have that. Microdata, SSL Certificate Authority, Google Analytics, Web Server, Lightspeed, Web Hosting Provider, TierPoint. They spelled tier wrong. Boo-hoo. Cool. Let's go back to mine. I don't think it said anything about... I don't have Open Graph stuff in here. Yeah. Very interesting. It's interesting too. Popular sites using Joomla. Here's India, Greek, GR Greece, IS. Wonder what ripple.is is. More than a sports blog. Oh, that's look, popularity rank number 3,760 out of Alexa. Have you guys ever looked up your sites in Alexa?
No.
Yeah, that's cool. That's way high up. I used to be in the top. My CyberSalt site used to be in the top 100,000 of Alexa in its heyday. Search it, and actually, look, they've already scanned it. Yeah, I'm in the top million of all websites according to Alexa for traffic. My PHP. So Alexa's pretty cool. It's just a fun thing. Alexa, search. I don't know if it's alexa.com or. That's why I just want to find it. Yeah, it is. Okay. So for instance, oh, now it's. They used to have something where you could search. Now it looks like they're charged. Oh, it's an Amazon company. Yeah, they've got a list here. I think. Let's see here. Find. You used to be able to just go and type in your URL. Yeah, Ivor asked about have I seen the Wayback Machine? Yes. Yeah, that's a handy place to go when you're looking for something that you deleted a long time ago, or just for a blast, or also if someone makes a claim that they've never said anything on their site, and you go back and see the latest version or a previous version. Alexa rank tester. See if I can. Let's see. I'm just trying to find a free version here. Ivory, I see my site from December 2014. Which site is that? The cybersalt.org site? Oh, here's where you can test. Alexa.com. Let's see here. Oh, basic Joomla. Yeah. Okay, so here, this link will open up the link for my cybersalt.org page, but then you can always change your site in there. So you'll see that you're ranking in the top number. So for instance, my cybersalt.org is in the top 182,500, well, it's 182,561 in the United States and 873,000 globally. And then you can go down and look at some, for instance, the bounce rate, 77%, which is super high, but I have a lot of people just visiting one page. Keywords, just some information. And then there's some things down here that you need to subscribe to see where do they go next. What are sites related to it? And things like that. Anyways, if you're just kind of interested in seeing ranking. Yeah, so Ivor mentions Wayback Machine. Here we go, archive.org. The Wayback Machine. Go back to January 25th, 1999. Get ready for a blast from the past. Oh, they don't have my banner. Interesting. 230 hits since November 20th. And it looks like I only have beta stuff here. I barely had a website, obviously. They don't, of course, keep the images. Oh, this is back when I was working on this. This is really before CyberSalt was much. I was working on a project with some people. Look at that. We'd hoped to have the database up and running some time ago, but we've been greatly slowed by a number of obstacles. We apologize for this delay. Womp womp. Okay. Yeah, so you can see some pretty old versions of your sites here. That's I'd totally forgotten about that. And look, this image is still working, which means I still have this image on my server. I think. Let's see. No, I don't. Somehow it's memorized it. Or it's saving it. Anyways, yeah, always fun to take a peek back at your site. Let's go back to... yeah, here's a different version. November 9th, 2000. This is after that project I was working on bailed, so I started playing around. Pastor Tim's Clean Laugh. Oh, Jehu's Chariot. That should have pictures of me racing. Oh, wow. Yeah, this is... Anyways, great that all this stuff is in there. Oh, and it's trying to download a MIDI file that plays when you start it up. And site meter, that's gone under. I used to be at the top of that counting thing. What fun. So that means I can go back to when... Here's another version. Boy, I remember all of these. Should be able to find somewhere my first, when I switched to Mambo. There's one that wasn't, oh, I bet you, oh, there we go. This is my site in Mambo because it's just loading the menu. It's not loading any of the CSS, but there's the login. Oh, yeah, so it's not handling some of that well, but 2007. Interesting. Let's go to 2018.
One of my first sites.
What's that?
I found one of my first.
What's that? Let's look at it.
WorldOfRifts.com.
WRL World of
RIFTS. That's my first domain that I used. I mean, the site existed on GeoCities. Anyone else remember GeoCities?
Yeah, I remember GeoCities. And remember how you used to go to GeoCities and look for a really good neighborhood? You want to be next to a really good site?
I was on Times Squares because my website was based on a game.
Okay.
This is old. This is using tables.
Yeah, Chuck says he had a big site there in GeoCities. Yeah, and GeoCities, my GeoCities address still works on Yahoo as a login. Like my email address, there's a cybersalt.geocities.com or something like that.
The ideal screen size, 800 by 600.
Yeah. This site uses Java and JavaScript. Best viewed with Internet Explorer 4 and up.
Yeah.
Yeah, Chuck, what was the address of your site? And this was from 2000.
Yeah. But a previous version of this existed way before that too. So.
Yeah.
All done in tables.
Yeah. No, yeah, that's mine were all. That's why I made boxy websites in Dreamweaver.
Well, that logo on the front page is my initials in Braille.
Oh, okay. Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
That's how I came up with that logo.
And then what, you killed this off around 2011?
Yeah, I guess so. I didn't really do anything with it.
Do you still have it?
No.
I just changed screens to see.
Neither.
It is. There's no site comes up for that.
No. But I am building a site that's still based off this.
That's a neat idea to use your initials in Braille.
Yeah, well, that's it was just one of those things. That's how I came up with that. So.
I Love Old Time Radio is ranked 15,700,000 on Alexa.
Well, then I need you all to go to it a lot and link to it a lot so it gets higher.
But if you notice, your rank improved almost 2.3 million in the previous 3 months.
That's when I started to exist.
Yes, I know, but here's the thing. You look for something, look for a website that's really obscure. So for instance, let me go to okay, so let's remember you're at say 16 million. 15.7, I know. All right, so you got to find one that's gotta find a site. It's not that one. How about maybe this one here? Oh, see now my cybersalt.com one's ranked 9 million. I barely have anything on there.
Could you game?
No, that's the this is .com. This is the .org. This is like my business site. So if I go, for instance, basic Joomla, that I've not updated much, it's at 5 million. It's dropped 500,000. See, though, I know there's about at least 16 million sites that they've got on here that they've ranked.
All right. Well, now I know that my goal in life is to beat basic Joomla.
There you go. No, it's Huh. I know that. Anyways, I used to figure out because you figure out a really low ranking one, and then you can tell people you're in the top half of web pages for traffic.
Try Google. Where's that?
Yeah. Let's see. Number 1.
I was gonna say, what is number 1?
Let's go to youtube.com. Well, should be 2 then. Yep.
What about
Facebook 3.
really?
Yeah. So Google and YouTube, same company, are number 1 and 2. Of course, we know that Google is number 1 because of all the people that go on Google to go to their web page and search the URL and then click on it to go to it. So.
I do that in Bing. I don't use Google.
I've seen that. So I tell people, okay, because I've had clients that said their page was not coming up. It's like the site is down. And I said, no, it's up. I've checked. And what they were doing was they were searching for their brand new site in Google, so the results would come up and they'd click on it to go to the site. That's how they found it. They just didn't know about typing in directly the address, the address directly in the address bar.
Yeah, you know.
And so because the page they were looking for was not coming up in Google, they assumed their site was offline.
I love those little stories about people who don't know much about the web.
Yeah. Mary says web hosting support number 1 problem, people not using the address bar. Yeah. And then when you show it, they go up and they click on it and then they type their URL in the middle of what was already there. And then they say, just double click on that and hit delete. And then they instead they hit the delete button and hold it down. And Ivor says, yeah, you don't have enough data to rank this website. I think that there's a way too that you can put the counter on, that you can put Alexa stuff on there. What's their, wonder what they charge. I mean, they're just like any other tool. $149 a month. Wow. And that's why Jeff Bezos has so much money. Site audits, 2 a month. Organic keyword search. I mean, they're offering big tools for working on your site. So, oh, that's right. I was trying to remember where I'd seen that. Mary says that JSitemap has it load in the control panel. We can look at that. Let's see. This is probably timed out. Components, JSitemap Pro. Yes, up here in the top right here, your Alexa rank. They show the top 100. Well, that's an empty one. So that was basic Joomla there. And what did I get when I typed in here? Basic Joomla. Yeah, basic Joomla ranking 5.4 million here, but in J sitemap up here in the chart here, Alexa rank trend, it says not enough info. Oh, there it is. There's the rank there. Sorry. Not enough information for the trend, but there's your rank that will show up right there. And then there's this SEM Rush rank that they show here as well. SEMrush.com. Let's go over there. SEMrush.com. I've never looked there. Enter a domain, keyword, or URL. Okay, well here's register to get 10 free requests. Yeah. To continue using our software, please fill out the form below and get 10 free requests. Ha ha ha. That's how they get you. Well, why don't we register? They let me in right away. Now, before I get... Mary says, one of your clients pays good dollars to use that service. Yeah, let's see what their prices are before I fall in love with them here. $99 a month for freelancers, startups, and in-house marketers with limited budget. Run your SEO, pay-per-click, SMM, whatever that is, and content projects with 28 advanced tools. This $199, they offer branded reports. Let's go back here. Hopefully don't count this scan as another one of mine. Total backlinks. Organic keywords. Top organic keywords. This is for basic Joomla. Joomla PHP version. Gantry Joomla tutorial. Joomla auto update. Competitive positioning map. Okay. So lots of things to check out in here. Huh. Oh, referring domains. Okay. Index pages, see full report. Lots of information in here. Traffic analytics. You know what did really well was my video with the thumbnail of me as a zombie on it. That had a high click-through rate. Even just out of morbid curiosity. Yes, it does look like Google Analytics. It's just organized in a different way. That's a good point, Ivor. Because a lot of this information is available in Google Analytics. Some of these tools here, like topic research, Google. I mean, you just have to know what Google offers as well. Topic research. We analyze your rivals' content and give you ideas to write winning content. Let's look for Joomla in the United States. Looking for the most relevant topics. Yeah, one of the nice things too is if there's tools like this if you have a client that really wants work on some of these things, then $99 a month is not necessarily, well, that was for Alexa, I think it was 10 scans. But then if you have work that's covering it, then this is a great tool that you can do, and then you can pick up other clients doing that work and keep hanging in there doing that work and keep the tool going. Top research, content management. Total shares on Joomla.org. So content management system CMS, content idea, Joomla content management system, Facebook engagements 2,489, backlinks 31 million, total shares 31 million. So I think their idea here is to research where the what the keywords are, and then you can see what was most popular. And if the most popular content was something writing about how to get snow out of your socks on a cold winter day, and there's millions of people reading that, then you could go ahead and write something on that and get in on what's popular. Have you all seen what's happening with the egg on Instagram? Vinny, it's your first chance to answer.
Yes, I have seen the egg.
You know, the crazy thing is that as that egg keeps cracking, for those of you that don't know, someone's taking a picture of an egg. They keep posting pictures of it, and there's a crack that's getting bigger and bigger in it. It's like the most liked picture on Instagram, whatever. And so now people are trying, they want the opportunity to be the first thing that's hatched out of the egg. So whoever it is that's taking a picture of this egg and just putting it out every now and then stands to make millions of dollars off of someone when the egg opens. So that's just crazy. That's just totally crazy. That you could make millions of dollars just for taking some pictures of an egg every day. I mean, there's a lot more into it. Obviously, there's skill and preparation and a plan and knowing how to use the tools and that. But well, lots of things to check out. Google Analytics is free though, and there is beaucoup de stuff there. This is my CyberSalt site that I was looking .org site that's got funny pictures and that on it. But if we go down to basic Joomla tutorials and all website data, nobody has been there in the last hour or last 30 minutes. Behavior, site content, all pages in the last, looks like the last 7 days. Today, not being a full, yesterday only had 4 page views. I blame the Super Bowl for that. Everyone was asleep. They weren't online. Page views on giveaways, tutorials. There's so much information on here, and it is free. Also, here's a neat thing that app I'll show you. Let's go to I Love Old Time Radio because it's so easy for me to remember that. This little button up here, Keywords Everywhere. You click on that. You can analyze the page. And here's the keyword density analysis for I Love Old Time Radio.
Probably needs lots of work.
Well, that's all right. But then they will show over here the monthly volume of people searching for love globally and the cost per click if you want to get in on some of that action. It's 18 cents if you're bidding on that topic.
Oh, it's cheaper to bid for love than it is for radio.
Yeah. And then time. But then you get down to here, old time radio. Globally, the monthly search for that is 27,000. And your cost per click is on average 56 cents. Globally, the competition, I don't fully understand that, 11.1. That must be ranking for that. But you can go to your site and or go to a site, our competitor's site, and you can see what it would cost you to bid. I think this might be for Google AdWords to compete in those. So old time, love old time. So you'd want old time radio, love old time radio. Look, there's no one there, but there's no searching either, right? No one's searching for love old time radio. So they search for old time radio, 27,000. No one's searching for the shadow. It's too low. This shows how often these words are on your site. So if we were to go to Joomla.org and we'll click on that button. I'll share what this plugin is called. Keywords Everywhere. And let's see, analyze the page. Keywords Anywhere Chrome plugin. Here's the link to it in chat. There's a demo to it, but so here we go. So keyword density analysis for Joomla. Joomla is a keyword that's on there, and it's found in the page title, heading 1, 2, 3, but whatever. 8% density occurs 65 times on that page there. The monthly volume global of searching for Joomla as a keyword is 2.2 million, and the cost per click is 70 cents. So if you want it to appear at the top of Joomla searches, you would pay 70 cents to appear at the top, or at least wherever that click is happening. You wouldn't go for free or CMS, but you might get down to let's see, Learn Joomla. Look at that, Learn Joomla. 320 people, 320 monthly search for it. So I'm looking down here. And your average cost per click is $1.71. That's pretty much what people are paying to come up in the top as a top result where under Learn Joomla. So it's probably somebody selling a course. And so the idea is, of course, that if you pay $1.71 for someone to appear at the top and they click and check out your course, hopefully they'll pay you $100 for your course if that's what you're selling it for. And so then that costs you $1.71 to make $100. The only problem is that if 10 people click on it and no one buys your course, so you've now spent $17.10. Let's see. Okay, Vinny, we'll see you later. I gotta peel out of here soon too, so we'll see you on Wednesday.
We'll see you later. I gotta peel out of here soon.
Uh-oh, here comes the echo. Anyway, so that's a cool tool for checking out keywords. The other thing too that you might want to do is you can check out, you can go to the website of a competitor and see what their keywords are, what keywords they're using. And you can also gives you ideas for using keywords for your own topic. And of course you can see who's doing well in the search results or comes up well by going to Google and just searching for something. So let's search for Mustang Spoilers. So Ford Mustang spoilers, here's the 3 ads. You can always look at these sites, cjponyparts.com. These ad, they're bidding to be at the top. But the nice thing about that plugin is right here, you can see that on the Google page, it shows related keywords. 2016 Mustang spoilers, 590, 84 cents cost per click. And it also shows people also searched for Mustang spoilers, 2014 Mustang spoilers. You can start to look at the volume, and what you see, and basically it's like, oh, if I want some traffic for my site, I'm going to write a story about 2016 Mustang spoilers, if that's what you're looking to write about, if that fits in with your theme. And then you can say, oh, okay, there's a lot of volume looking for Mustang spoilers. I'm going to get in on some of this Mustang spoiler action. So anyways, I have an appointment at 1 o'clock, which is in 12 minutes. So I should probably wrap this up. Well, once again, we've covered a whole bunch of stuff. Get my glasses on here. Oh, pull my earpiece out here too. Covered a bunch of stuff and hung out, and that's been really good. Learned some things. Thanks for that. And so we'll see what happens on the next Watch Me Work live stream, which is going to be in 2 days' time. Whether we get Vinny going on there or else we get doing that link topic thing. I think I probably will do that because I want to help my client out with that video, and it will be some interesting tips in there. So until the next time, everybody, have a great afternoon. I hope everything's going well for you, and you have a happy rest of your day. Enjoy your Joomla sites, and God bless.